Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving deep into a topic that is, let's be honest, on every business leader's mind: cloud migration. And look, this isn't just about the latest tech trend. It's a massive business decision that can completely reshape how you work and how you grow. So we're going to break down the real, tangible return on investment. Let's get right into it. So let's start with a really important question. I want you to just think about this for a second. Is your IT budget actually working for you, or does it feel more like you're working for it? So many businesses are, just stuck maintaining this expensive, clunky hardware that just eats up money without really adding any new value. So what really happens when companies make the leap? Well, check this out. For small and medium-sized businesses in Utah, studies show they're seeing an average reduction in their IT infrastructure costs of 20 to 35%. In the first year alone. I mean, that's real money that goes right back into the business, all because you're getting rid of redundant hardware and slashing those maintenance fees.
And it's not just about saving cash on servers. Not at all. We're also seeing a 30 to 40% increase in IT productivity. Think about what that means. Your team is spending way less time putting out fires and troubleshooting old systems, and way more time innovating, building, and actually pushing the business forward. It's all about making your people more effective.
And this one might be the biggest game changer of all: speed. We're talking a 50 to 70% reduction in deployment times. So when you put it all together, right? Lower costs, a more productive team, and getting new ideas to market way faster, well, that's how you really get a leg up on the competition.
Okay, so those numbers are obviously super exciting. But it's also really easy to get caught up in all the hype. A successful move to the cloud isn't about just chasing the latest buzzword. It's about making a smart, strategic move for your business. It really requires a serious reality check.
This quote just nails it. This has to be your guiding light through the whole process. Stop overspending, optimize for value, not hype. The goal isn't just to be in the cloud. No, the real goal is to get more value and make your operations more efficient. Every single decision has to be passed through that filter.
So how do you actually avoid overspending? It really starts with these three things. First, you need a serious, in-depth cost-benefit analysis. We're not talking about a back-of-the-napkin calculation here. Second, you have to figure out what your business truly needs, not what some vendor tells you is popular. And third, and this is so critical, you need everyone, from finance to marketing to operations, in the room from the beginning. It's the only way to avoid those costly surprises later on.
All right, so that brings us to the core financial balancing act that really every business owner needs to get their head around. It's all about the trade-offs between what you invest up front and the huge strategic gains you get in the long run.
On one hand, yeah, you've got real costs you need to plan for. Things like assessing your current setup, the cost of migration tools, and making sure your security and compliance are rock solid. But on the other hand, you've got these incredible value levers that pay you back again and again. You're spending less on hardware, you can scale up or down instantly, and you become way more agile. So yeah, there's an initial investment. But the value you unlock, that's what can truly change your business's future.
Okay, so we've talked about the why and the what. Now let's get into the how. This part is basically your playbook for turning this big idea of a cloud migration into a real, step-by-step, actionable plan.
Now, before we get to the steps, we have to talk about something that's becoming absolutely critical: future-proofing your security. You're going to start hearing this term a lot: post-quantum cryptography. All it really means is making sure your data is secure not just from today's threats, but from the super powerful computers that are just around the corner.
And that forward-thinking security is really part of a much bigger picture. Today, it's not enough to just follow current rules like GDPR or HIPAA. You've also got to adopt robust standards like NIST and ISO. And yeah, start preparing for those next-gen threats. This isn't just about avoiding fines. It's about building and keeping your customers' trust.
So, keeping all that security and compliance stuff in mind, what are your next moves? It actually breaks down into a pretty clear 4-step process. First, you have to figure out exactly where you are right now with a readiness assessment. Second, build a smart, strategic plan. Third, find the right cloud partner who actually gets your business. And fourth, and please don't skip this one, make sure your team has the training and skills to really thrive in this new environment. To wrap this all up, here's a final takeaway for you, a simple checklist.
You can honestly just pause here and use this as a guide for your very first conversations about this. From the initial analysis to the long-term governance, every single one of these steps is a crucial piece of the puzzle for a successful, value-driven migration.
And that brings us to the last, and maybe most important question. If there's one thing we all know for sure, it's that our businesses are going to face unexpected changes, both challenges and opportunities. The real promise of the cloud isn't just about saving a few bucks today. It's about building an infrastructure that's flexible, scalable, and ready for whatever comes next. So, is yours?